What's going on, guys? Albie with Albie Gonzalez Fitness, and you've seen the title of the video. You know why you're here. 5 best back exercises that you are not doing. What are you doing, man? You got to do these exercises if you're trying to get swole. So let's get into the video here today, my friends. So, your back muscles are the main structural support for your trunk/torso. These muscles help you move your body, including your head, neck, shoulders, arms, and legs. So as you can already tell here, your back is extremely, obviously useful because it pretty much helps run your entire body. This is why it's so important to take care of your back and not do bad things like bad form, especially things like deadlift with bad form, squatting with bad form. It's real important to work on your lower back, on your core, to keep that nice and tight. Because as you get older, me at 37, I can tell you right now that I remember when I was in my early 20s, I could just roll out of bed. Now, I gotta have to stretch a little bit. I got a little pain in the back, nothing too crazy. But I hear all the time, especially guys up there in age, like my age, over 30, back pain. Once your back starts giving you problems, it's gonna affect pretty much any compound movement exercise that you're gonna try. It's gonna affect your squat, your deadlift, your bench press, basically your way of living. So it's really important to take care of your back, my friends, and you should train your back and you should have a strong back. But you should also do it smart, and this is why we're going to go over these exercises here, because you're going to be able to build a nice solid back. It's going to make you look swole. It's also going to not tax you to the point where you could potentially hurt yourself, where you can suffer an injury, or if you're already injured, continue injuring your back. Your back muscles work together to allow you to bend over, twist, turn your head, and extend your back. Now that's a quick synopsis here on what's the purpose of your back muscles, and that's real quick just so you understand that. Now we're going to go over the 3 main parts of the back that when you talk about I'm going to train my back, this is what you mean, right? I mean, there's actually 4, because I would say the lower back. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's here, the lower back. So yeah, these 3, okay? As you can see here on muscles of the back, look at all these. Look at all these. If you want to take the time and learn every single muscle, fiber, everything about the back, go ahead. But anytime you hear somebody say I'm training back, traps, lower back, lats. That's it. Keep it simple. Those are the only 3 muscles you have to think about when you're training your back, because you're going to be able to cover all of these here. But if you want to know everything, go ahead and knock yourself out. But in this video, we're just going to be focusing on what us bros call the back, which is the traps, the lats, and the lower back. This is for you science guys out there. Alright, so the first exercise, it keeps going crazy, is bent over rows. Okay, this is a good movement because it is a compound movement. What that means, it's going to be multi-jointed. It's going to work multiple muscle groups. Those are good exercises because you're getting the most bang for your buck. It's also going to help you promote more testosterone and hormones and growth hormone, so that you can grow bigger and stronger. As you can see here in the diagram, you got the posterior delts. It's hitting your delts when you do this. Your teres minor, teres major, your rotator cuffs, your rhomboids, your lats, your traps, which we talked about earlier. You're also going to work out a little bit of your bicep because it is a pull movement. The next exercise here is going to be dumbbell rows. Now with these, similar, right? You're working the lats, you got the posterior delts. I would say it also hits your biceps, obviously, but I would say sometimes, depending if you're going real heavy, I would probably put forearms in there as well, your traps. So as you can see already, just off the couple of exercises that I've mentioned, it's covering most of your back, along with some arms, some shoulders. So this is why it's so important to do exercises like this. Then the next one here is lat pull down. So you can see here, you're going to hit the bicep. Remember, you're doing a pull motion. Anytime you're doing a pull motion with back, you're probably going to be using your bicep a lot. One thing I remember is when people start doing pull-ups in the beginning, one of the first things I remember as a trainer and as a coach that I always hear is my arms, my biceps, they keep getting tight and I can't train anymore. That's because your body is learning how to fire off its back muscles in order to help you with that movement. So what you're doing actually is you're using a lot more bicep in when you're pulling yourself up. That's why your biceps get fatigued. But over time, your body will get used to firing more muscles. So you're firing more muscle groups. The back is obviously a way bigger muscle than the biceps. You're naturally going to be able to do more pull-ups, okay? So it's all about consistency and repetition in order to get your body used to doing those movements. And lat pull-down is a good one because that is probably the closest exercise you can do that can mimic a push-up. I know there are some people that struggle with push-ups, and the lat pull-down is one of those exercises that's going to allow you to mimic that movement here. As you can see, it's working your bicep, posterior delts, triceps, the middle of the back, basically the lats, everything, okay? Your rotator cuffs. Like I mentioned earlier, right? This is everything you want to hit, right? But if you literally try to hit all this and memorize this, you would go crazy. So just focus on these three: trapezius, lats, and lower back. And so far as you can tell here with these exercises, we are hitting all of those. And then the other one here that we have is the pull-ups. Again, you can see here in the diagram how much it's hitting. It's hitting everything you need in the back. With trap, I would say, you know, with traps, it does hit traps a little bit. Anytime you're doing a pulling motion like that, you are going to use your traps a little bit. Some exercises more than others, especially if you're pulling towards you and not pulling up. Pull-ups, a trick to doing more pull-ups, man, is if you have that machine in your gym that has that weighted seat that kind of assisted pull-up, I recommend starting with that. You know, don't get unmotivated if you can only do a few. Put it as your last exercise. If you can't do pull-ups, put it as your last exercise. Do it. Just try to get your body in the movement and start doing those. If you find that it's just too difficult, it ain't gonna happen. You know, just stick to the lat pull-downs. But your goal should be that you should at least be able to do 5 to 10 pull-ups. Seated rows. That is the 5th exercise here. You can see it's going to be hitting the posterior delts, the lats, the traps, the teres minor and major, the rotator cuffs. It's going to be hitting everything that we need there. It's also going to be using your biceps as well. Depending on the angle, you could hit a little bit of lower back here. One thing I did not put here is specific training for like lower back, but basically when you're doing planks, any extensions, you're going to be training your lower back as well. And depending on your positioning on these exercises here, you're also going to be hitting your lower back. I recommend, you know, at least doing a little bit of extra lower back when you do your abdominals. That way you're strengthening your core. So let's go ahead and talk about the wider back workout. So this workout here that I've made for you guys is going to allow you to build your back bigger and stronger and with less chances of being injured, because we're not doing anything crazy and we're doing exercises that for the most part are safe. Not every exercising is not safe, but there are some exercises that are just have a higher tendency and a higher rate of you getting injured than others. So the risk to reward, right? The risk to reward. You do a deadlift, the risk to reward on the deadlift, in my opinion, is not good. You have a higher risk of jacking yourself up than what the results you're going to get. So these, in my opinion, have low risk, high reward. Bent over row, 4 sets of 12. We're going to be taking 30 to 60 second rest between sets, 2-minute rest between exercises. Again, if your rests are less than 30 seconds, you need to increase the weight. If your rests are longer than 60 seconds, you need to decrease the weight. And then 2-minute rest between exercises. You know, 1.5 minutes is fine, but try to keep it around 2 minutes. Lat pull downs, 4 sets of 12. Dumbbell rows, 4 sets of 12. And then the dreaded pull-ups, 5 sets of 10. And this one right here, if you cannot perform pull-ups, and I highly recommend you try, go ahead and you can, substitute this with seated rows. And again, what you really want to focus on when you're talking about training your back, your traps, your lats, and your lower back. But if you want to do all this and learn all this, that's up to you. Well, there you have it, my friends. This is how you're going to get a bigger, stronger back. I hope you found this video informative. Don't forget to like my video, subscribe, and share with any of your friends that you think can benefit from this. Let me know in the comment section what are your favorite back exercises. Also, let me know what other muscle groups would you guys like me to talk about. All right, what are the best 5 exercises that you're not doing? Let me know what muscle group you want me to highlight so I can make a video for you guys. All right. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.